Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the stream. All right, today we're painting Cavarozzi. My goodness, I actually don't know how to pronounce his name. LOL, that's okay. I'm gonna turn down the music just a tad. So here you go. This is the painting. What do I want to say about it? Oh, I am not. Oh, I just got white into that yellow. I'm gonna leave it. It'll be fine. I'm changing it up. I'm not going to do any of the angel hands. And I decided last second that I am going to add Jesus' hair. But mostly I just want this to be a little portrait. I was staring at this painting yesterday when I was deciding which ones to do. And, okay, this song is weird for the morning. Just going to swap to a new one. There we go. That one's better. Barry has such like a serene look in this painting. And the structure is much more leaning on the more realistic side, one could say, rather than some of the other ones I was doing, which are more stylistic, more looking like an icon or something like that. I see. Also, these are the paints that I was using last week. I'm gonna make this one the yellow one on Friday, and they are kind of not that juicy anymore, but these three are good. The bright colors are good. They usually last quite a bit of time. So just setting up. Okay, what colors do I need? I need black. I hope everyone's weekend was fantastic. We had some lovely weather here. Just absolutely phenomenal. Got to sit outside quite a bit. So what is going on with this apron? It's just such a strange size. And I'm gonna need normal white. So I use titanium white, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, cadmium red, alizarin crimson, burnt umber, raw umber, black, ivory black, and ultramarine blue. So I will be using ultramarine. There isn't much of a bright mantle on this one. There it is, the Rublev yellow ochre. And then I need raw umber, or burnt umber. I have raw umber on the side that you can't see right now. I feel like I'm missing colors. This is not usually the order that I lay them out in. But that's okay. So squish them out of a tube and then just mix it up. Sometimes there's oil that comes out. This one has a lot of oil that just popped out. And I'll just mix that in. Ooh, that's hitting that. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the stream. Or to the stream, if it's your first time. Today I am adding, I just had a thought. Oh, I wanted to actually grab a little bit. That one had a lot of oil in it. I'm gonna add a little bit more paint. And hopefully I don't get oil. Oh, and all I get is oil. Okay. So I'm just gonna lightly squeeze it onto a rag. And let the rag sop up a little bit of that oil. And then grab that oil out of here as well. It's a bit of a mess right now, but that's okay. And then I wanted to add a little bit of oil to this black because I was looking at the paintings from last week. Oh wait, I can't do this right now because I have paint on this. I was looking at the paintings from last week and the blacks are extremely sunk in. They got very matte, which is normal. And the blue, the ultramarine, also sinks in a lot. But to counteract that a little bit from the start, you can add just a little bit of extra linseed oil, just like a little dot, and mix that in, and we'll see how much that is, but that will make it a lot more glossy and oily from the start. And it'll mix better with the other paints that have a bit more oil. So like the white has oil and is very absorbent. So that'll mix in really well. The browns are super absorbent, but they have a little bit more oil. Especially this one that just has a ton of oil in it. that I'm just gonna let it be. Because I don't think I'm gonna be using that much of the burnt umber. So it should be fine. And then grab the raw umber, and that is the lineup, right? Yeah. My nose is very itchy today. And then just wiping off the whole palette. Ah! And getting paint everywhere. There's also a hair. Get rid of that. Okay. Just flip that around. There you go. All right, and then wipe off the hand a bit more. I'm getting paint everywhere. This is why I always wear an apron, because I get paint all over the place, all over the time. All right, I'm gonna show the mixing process for skin tones again. I'll wipe that off. So I have the yellow, white, and then I make a pink white and a peachy pink white. So adding a little bit of yellow and cad red, very little cad red, and then just cad red to the other one. And mixing that up. And these are the bases I use for getting good skin tones. It feels like every week I paint more, I mix less in preparation and just mix more on the fly. Which is all good. I think that needs a little bit more yellow. That cad red got very strong. It's not very peachy, it's more just orangey. Which I suppose would indicate it needs to go in the other direction, but no, I want it to go more yellow, orange. Farther away from red. And then just pull, that one, that's a good light. I'm gonna pull a little bit more white. These two are gonna go in the opposite direction, so it'll be dark on the top and light on the bottom. And then light on the top and dark on the bottom. Mixy, mixy. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat if you're here, or in the comments if you're watching the replay, and I will read them and answer them. And if you want to just say hi, you can just say hi. You don't have to have a question. Alright, that's a good pink. Mary's cheek, and this one is very pink. So probably we'll be using a little bit of that. And then ochre. Oh, that was way too much red. I was thinking of what the color was and I grabbed way too much. Ochre in red as a sort of darker version of the skin tone. It's like the opposite of this. Or this one I like to use in the more shadows area. When I don't want to add white to a darker skin tone coloring, I'll add a little bit of the ochre red, which keeps the chroma up but makes it lighter with that white, which is exactly what it means to keep the chroma up. Anyway, moving on. Then I need, not that one, black and ochre as a green that is sympathetic to skin tones. A little bit easier to mix this in than mixing straight black. And this also keeps the chroma up because the ochre is more chromatic. I like it, it just blends better. And it is more chromatic. Black is takes away the chroma. And then that is it. Oh no, and then the alizarin and black mix. So black and a little bit of alizarin, and that's good for shadows. Because black is very warm, cold. It's a blue color, and alizarin is very warm. There you go. And so that's my starting. And on this one, the transfer is all whack, and it's kind of really bothering me. And I wasn't going to start from the face, but I kind of want to. But I will resist, because the background on this one, I'm just going to do, is that a good in the center? I'm just going to make it all black. And make this more of a 3/4 view portrait of Mary, rather than also having all this other stuff going on. Because you can't really tell what the angel's arms are doing. They're just kind of in the background. So I am simply going to take more black, and a little bit of the alizarin black, and then a little bit of the umber, the raw umber, which makes it a very neutral black. almost just painted the reference instead of my painting. Actually, I do want a little bit more alizarin into that, just to keep it warm. It'll bounce off the skin tones and the hair really nicely, the warmer it is. It's a really easy way to unify the colors a bit more. I'm like, every time I put my paintbrush down, you see it right into the camera. My bad. Just coming around. Using a really big filbert, because it can get into the creases of the linen. These boards, actually, I don't know if I talked about this before. These boards are a linen adhered to a plywood board, which just makes it really sturdy and a lot less susceptible to changes in humidity, because the linen is supported on the entire surface, not just on the edges like it would be on a canvas. So it's a little bit better. Though, as you can imagine, a giant painting on a backboard would be extremely heavy. So canvas is good for large paintings and if you need to roll it up and things like that. But for smaller ones, it's actually, I keep hitting that, I'm sorry. It's much better to use something with a hard backing. And I don't like the masonite boards that you can get. It's like I forget what they call it. We called it masonite in theater. It's a thing we used in theater. And so I know that it breaks with the snap. It's very easy to just snap that stuff apart. Not like super easy, but you can. So if you drop it, you're going to dent the corners and it can snap. Plywood's a little bit more sturdy in the different directions. But aluminum is the best of all the worlds. But it is very expensive, and these are more practices. And at this size, it doesn't matter, aluminum versus plywood. So that's just a little bit on the backboard that I use. Down here, her hair blends right into the dark of this angel's sleeve. So this background color that I've chosen. I'm going to leave it a little bit like that, I think. And then that is definitely light, so I want to keep that edge. I mean, this is dark all the way in here. I'm going to add... No, I'm not going to add anything. That's a fine color. Just going to lightly go next to the face and start outlining. The transfer is so messed up. It looked even worse, and then I ripped some of it off, and I was like, now I don't have any of the details, so I painted some of it back in, and now we will ignore it for now. I think that is a good beginning. That's the back of the neck. I'm gonna add just a little bit more black, because this is really light right there. You can see through it. Just want to make it a little bit more opaque. But then I think that is pretty good. It'll be well sufficient for now. But while I have this color, this is kind of the same color that the dress bodice color. Looks more like a corset. So I'll just throw that in. I added a little bit more alizarin crimson because it looks... Okay, on second look, it's probably just because my easel is reflecting into it, but it looks a little bit warmer. And I like the idea that it would be warm. And usually Mary wears more red, a red dress with a blue mantle, so it would make sense if it was red. There we go. And then I'm just going to drop in this shadow. Most of the shadows I want to keep warm because that'll help liven up the whole painting and keep it from looking dead because black and white are both blues, and blues are not a very natural skin tone color. So adding some warmth in helps make that a lot more warm. And then I want to add just a little bit of, this is too flat of a color, so I'm just going to add a little bit of black on the edge, where it turns back ever so slightly and doesn't catch the light. I really can't tell if that's, I think it is just one color. I can't tell. The lip of my easel reflects it, especially with the light shining on it. Okay, we'll stop there. And then I want to do, I want to jump into the face because it's bothering me. But I also want to get the hair established. Well, actually, you know, here we go. We're approaching it a little bit differently today. I am going to start with the face because the color next to the face is this one, and that one's going to affect the color of this one, the darkness and lightness of this side, which is going to affect the lightness of this side, which is the same reason that I would paint usually around the whole face first, and then get to the face. So I would do like the hair, the background, everything else to establish the colors and the values around before getting to the final focal point of the painting, which is the face. And as I'm talking, I have no idea what I'm mixing. I just started mixing colors. I actually don't want to start with the light. I do want to start on the dark side of the face. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take some burnt umber. Oh, you know what I didn't make is burnt umber and cad red. This burnt umber is it is a little too thin. We'll improvise, adapt, and overcome, and just keep moving on. We're going to take the warmth. We're going to take some cad red and ochre. And that is way too light, but that's a good... Ooh, I almost want to say that's a good, this bounce light color. Which, I don't know what that shape is that I just drew there. I transferred it over very quickly this morning. Not really paying attention, apparently. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That'll be the warm, and then I need a new brush. And I want to have some umber. It's a dark color, but it's not super duper dark. So I'm going to add some of the ochre black, and maybe the ochre red. It does look like it has more of a green cast up here, which makes sense, it's the forehead. It's almost a bit too light. A little bit here, and then the other parts are a little bit darker. I'm just going to start grabbing all the brushes right now. The rest of the painting shouldn't need too many brushes. I do also need to finish the hair in order to get these shadow shapes right. But ochre black with a little bit of burnt umber. Yeah, there we go. I really think that might need to go even darker. This shadow is very dark, but I don't think it's black. Looking at it next to this darkness, it's not that dark. And then it goes a little bit lighter under there. Like in that area is going to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to go around this. It's a little too orange. It needs to go a little bit more pink. Just make the dark there. And then from under the lip and around the chin. That's the last spot. I'm keeping this mix really simple today. because there's not actually that, I don't see as much variation in this one as I did in some of the other paintings that I was doing last week. This one's a little bit more straightforward with its base color blending. It still has a lot of variation in between everywhere else, but these base colors are not too bad. I'm gonna go back in with the background color and just obliterate this, and then I'll add in a little bit of highlighting with the hair color as it comes through right there. But I need that to be the darkness that it should be. And it comes all the way down and is pitch black there, and then, all right, we're just bouncing around today. Ochre red plus black. No, that'll make it green. So I add a little bit of the umbers. Ochre red. Oh, that's over here. Just gonna lay in some base color to establish the rest of the around the face, like I was saying. Just a little bit there. I don't actually know if you can, you can't tell on there that I just added a lighter color, but I can tell. And then it wants to be really dark right up there. Oh no, will I just start doing the entirety of the hair? Maybe. Not gonna lie, maybe. If I can just... No, I'm gonna stop after this. Maybe add just a little bit of paint over here, so that as I mix that side of the face, I can get a smooth transition to the hair. Just having a little bit of something down will be good. And that's actually a pretty good value to bounce off of. That's gonna actually want to go up a little bit higher. Her like part line is very strange. So well defined. Oh, accidentally scraping out some of the wet paint. Okay, then it goes like that, and like that. And then I want any brush. Ooh, am I gonna run out of brushes? Probably. That tends to happen. Something in between the two ochre reds that I mixed with some burnt umber. This brush is sticky. That's really weird. I don't know why that's happening. How does that feel for... There's a little bit of like a really warm highlight. Shadow highlight thing. There's notes of gingerish colored hair. But mostly it's... Am I blind? That needs to go darker. That's not turning very well. I'm gonna add some ochre though, because the blonde of her hair does look much more ochre than I would say any color. I get another round for the shadows. I think getting this shape defined pretty good will help with the face and what the shadow is supposed to look like. Just kind of adding a little darkness, blending it in on the side of the hair. I'm about to need to go into the background again to fix that edge, but makes it look like it turns the corner. And as the hair is thinner on the edge, it'll let more of the light through, or rather the darkness from the background through. Hair is not my strong suit. It confuses me. Which is why it's good that I'm practicing it. I'm gonna grab the background brush. And this got just a little bit out of control. So I'm just gonna pat a little bit more of that back in and then blend that edge so that it's soft like the hair, but also because it recedes into the background. Keeping that edge super smooth. Super smooth. And I added a little bit of brush strokes there, so I'm just going to knock down on those ridges so that it doesn't catch the light, since the background wants to recede above everything else. I'm going back to the face. That was really loud. I'm sorry. I forget cracking my knuckles is loud. This brush. I'm trying to look at the brushes that I have. Okay, I need an ochre into that brown that I was using on the face. So that was burnt and raw umber together as a dark base of the face plus yellow ochre to lighten it, and maybe a little bit of the cad red yellow ochre to keep it warmer. It's still very dark. I kind of messed up. So I'm gonna add some more yellow ochre. Nope. I'm gonna add some yellow. Cad yellow is a very light color and a very strong color. So adding just a little bit of it will lighten it up, almost like using white. Okay, I want to say that's actually good and that the rest of my colors are not as dark as they need to be. So I'm going to try that, and then that weird shape there that I left empty is the void of her eye on that side. I don't know why it's so dark. Okay, I'm going to grab the brush that I was using. What brush was I using on the face? Well, we'll say this is definitely the hairbrush. I'm going to sacrifice the hairbrush. So I want ochre, umber, and the other umber, raw and burnt together. Maybe just, I think I added too much burnt umber. So it's really red, so I'm going to add a little bit of black. There we go. And I'm going to define the eyebrow. I'm not going to use this for the eye because I think the eye is pretty much just ivory black. So I'm going to just go straight to ivory black. So I'm not adding as much paint. And then coming right to the edge of this, I know I'm going to want to blend that black right into the shadow. So I'm going to help it out by adding a little bit of darkness right on the edge. And this is a little bit darker. I think I need some more ochre. Nope, not ochre. Raw umber. It's kind of a green brown. Less warm. Coming in. And then definitely adding that here. Yeah, that eyelid color is much better. Okay, I need to fix the scary look of the eye. I lost the eyebrow. Wow. I believe. The early stages are always kind of weird. I came to the realization the other day that painting is a lot like doing statue restoration, besides the fact that they're both painting, but all the paintings always go through the scary phase. Wait, yeah, this is the entire shadow shape. The scary phase, which is rather reminiscent of a statue when it's sad and faded and chipped and stained. Just the way that I get it out of a garage sale or Goodwill or whatever, and then I can make it beautiful again. And that the beginning stages of a painting is actually really similar to that. I was rewatching the time lapses and the lives last week, and I was like, what? It looks so weird in between, but then it comes together by the end. That is definitely the part of the process that I love the best. I'm gonna grab a new brush. Grab some black. I'm gonna mix it in with the Alizarin black, just cause that's what I like to do. I'm gonna paint that in to establish how dark that's gonna go, because having the light on that side is starting to throw it off. Make all the colors look really weird. So I'm just gonna drop that in, and it kind of comes out a little bit farther. And then I'm gonna blend that edge just a tad, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. A little bit there. This does have a little bit. And then, no, see, that's going too dark. Okay, I've gone too dark on that side, so I'm not gonna play with it until I get a lighter brush into my hand. This is gonna want a lot more alizarin and maybe some umber. Just to establish that a little bit. And then this jawline, which then starts to come down. And I'm gonna get the bigger brush with the shadow color, which has some umber in it so that it'll contrast against the black. So I'm not painting black next to black. That does want to go in. Bit more of a brown. Why did I not draw that? Okay, well, whatever. Go something like that. We're getting all sorts of different practice today. Like half these shadow shapes not being on the transfer. Okay, stopping there. This needs to be, I think, less of a hardy transition. That's gonna be too dark. But I'm gonna do the rest of the face. Yes, because it's not super pale like some of the other ones that I've done. What color is this? That's that hair color that I was using. Just gonna wipe the brush off a bit by depositing a little bit of paint. Yeah. Wait, oh. Before I move on to the light section. Oh. Forgot about a little bit of dark right here. This brush has super long fibers. It needs a lot more paint to deposit paint down. So you saw that I like wiped it and it didn't drop anything. That's why, because the fibers are too long. It's really good for some detail blending. Like there, it's kind of awkward. That is the edge to wear the, like, head covering this time. Kind of a veil. You know, all the mirrors that I keep painting on these different days, the clothing is always different, and it really intrigues me how it shifts subtly, but it's always recognizable as, like, this would be Mary. I've been thinking recently about how artists would have painted modern clothing, right? Like, this isn't first century outfit. This would be the 1600s. And how the artists just, like, pivoted the clothing of the modern time to look more, you know, like, I mean, if women did cover their hair back then, but, like, making sure Mary had a veil. Actually, the one from the next painting I'm doing this week has an interesting story, so I'll keep that one for later. But, like, adding a veil to the modern day clothing, or, like, instead of doing a normal head covering, doing, like, an actual veil, it's really starting to make me think, because it's like, if I want to do a more modern one, like, do I want to do medieval clothing on Mary? Do I want to do, like, a semi-medieval, timeless kind of piece? How would I even pick the style of the modern times in a way that is appropriate for the Queen of Heaven and Earth? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But these different paintings are really getting me thinking. Also lamenting a little bit at the style of the modern era. Okay, stop adding dark there. I keep placing that same dark color. What is this brush? Oh yeah, this is the shadow warm color that I did here. I'm just gonna add it right next to the nose as a transitionary color. And because I definitely drew that line. It needs a little bit right here. I want to leave the lips since that color is so vibrantly not skin tone. And then drop that. That's not actually down there at all, so I'm gonna stop. I'm grabbing a little bit of the ochre. Actually, you know what? As a note to myself, this burnt umber that I put on, I really should have gotten rid of more of the oil because it actually is problematic now. Note to self, we'll not do that tomorrow. I'm gonna also... Oh, there we go. Now I'm more in the center. So I'm gonna let it chill and dry for however long it takes me to do the other side of the face. And then I'll go back and work them together. But before that, do I have a filbert that is light? No. I need a filbert that is light to lay down some of these colors. This one's also an interesting painting. I already said this, but, like, actually, though, the color shapes are very similar, and then it's just subtle transitions between the other one. All the colors around it. Her lips look really weird because they're so light. What color am I going for, though? I need a kind of an ochre. Okay, we're going to use the ochre red. And then I think I'm going to go even more ochre. You can see this right now. Not super well, but at least I'm narrating the colors. Let me know if it's helpful to have the palette cam or not. Or if it's just kind of fun to watch my paint go. So you're not just sitting staring at a non-moving canvas while I mix. This is probably that highlight. Yeah, pretty much that's... Okay, so it's still too light. But actually I like it for here and here. And I recognize that it is essentially the same color as the background or the wash underneath. But trust me it's going. It is a little bit more opaque. Okay, but that's a good start. It needs more umber. From that, I'm noticing it definitely needs more umber. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this greenish color, the black plus ochre that I made, to drop that chroma. Perhaps a bit too much, but I think I've come up to the color I want to transition right there. little notes of this like cool medium shadow. Yeah, that's good for like here too. Oh, but the filbert is making little seashells. Yeah, no, actually I kind of like that for the right here. The lower portion of the face, so the forehead is yellow, the middle is red, and the bottom is green. You can kind of see how he was doing it a little bit. I keep forgetting the artist's name. It's the one that's in the title. Just look at it. What is it? It's got, oh, Bartholomew, except without the H. So Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo. We're not even going to try. I'm not Italian. I'm very bad at Italian names. Give me a Polish name and I can pronounce it. Give me an Italian name. I have to spell it like 15 times before I can even begin to pronounce it. There's just too many vowels. Oh my goodness. If you didn't know, my last name has 1.5 vowels. I'm biased towards no vowels. I like names that have no vowels. Good old Polish names. Alright, I think that's everywhere I want to put that color. I'm going to continue looking for that peach, which, you know, now I say it's peachy pink, it's probably going to need the peachy pink color. Cavarozzi, right? Is it Cavarozzi? I don't want to like move it over and check it, what the name of the guy is. I think it's Cavarozzi, right? Okay, otherwise I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I have to like mentally spell it. Today, unlike the other days, the artist's name is not like Philippe, where I can just call him by his first name. It's not an easy one-word first name. But this painting, actually, okay, so the whole painting... Oh my gosh! Did I just get it? I can't tell. I think we're okay. The whole painting... So you got Mary and Jesus, right? And then you got these angels. So it's the Virgin and Child with angels. Then he also did... I'm fairly certain he did a Virgin and Child. That is the same painting. Exact painting. And then on a later date, he added the angels. And then for sure on a later date, again, he added the rest of the Holy Family. And it's like adoration of the... I don't think it's adoration of the Magi. It's like someone's adore. It's like a nativity kind of painting. And it's the same Mary and Jesus. It's kind of cool to see those all separate. Because it's like, oh, that's the progression that Cavarozzi used for... learning. Like he worked out this final product of this nativity painting in small steps, and painted and got really, you know, got Mary and Jesus exactly how he wanted, and then Mary and Jesus with the angels exactly how he wanted, and then he moved on and did the rest of the painting. And I don't actually know the history enough to know if that's actually, you know, what happened, or if someone saw the Virgin and Child with angels and was like, can you add the nativity? And then he got commissioned to paint it. But it's really interesting. The things you don't know. I'm happy with whatever this color is as a medium. It'll be good enough. Getting the whole thing covered will get everything juicy so that I can start working on the actual transitions between different colors and then picking out the specific differences between colors. Though this is much darker. I want, what color do I want in there? Squinting. I think I want the ochre red mix. Plus perhaps the green mix. Just to make it a little bit darker. Maybe just burnt umber. Or raw umber, my bad. Raw. How does that look? Oh, that's very warm. It's like much warmer than he did. It's a very cool painting. Making me wonder if he used a lot more black than browns in warm colors. pretty quickly this giant filbert is not getting me the detail I want. So in my mind, I'm noticing that and mentally saying, okay, when are we stopping and swapping back to a smaller brush? That cheek is not... No, it's definitely going to go very light. Squinting at it to check. I'm going to add a little bit more of the burnt umber. All right. Push through the little filbert seashell shapes. I'm starting to notice them a lot. Which usually does mean I need to just slow down a bit, but I want to get the paint down. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. No, I'm not. Because that shadow on the jaw that I really liked with that black and ochre color is gone, and I want it back. Okay, and then I don't have a worm. What do I do? Oh, but that's the other side. I'm gonna just grab some of the pink. Ooh, so that's very pink. That's not very... it's very light. Very, 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 very light. Okay, we're gonna grab a new brush. And I'm gonna grab this brush with some Cad Red. This is Cad Red in burnt umber, I do believe. Yeah. And then that needs a little bit of the Cad Yellow. Right on the edge of the nose. And that's going to want to blend in. This is a tiny filbert. So it's got like a flat side and a sharp side. Not as good at blending as a round. I don't know why I grabbed it instead of a round. I'm going to use a little bit of this over here on the ear. And I'm going to stop because it's really too pink. It really is too pink. I'm going to grab the actual round now. I'm going to grab some burnt umber and Cad Red. Which is really what's going on here, but I want it to be a pure color. And I'm going to do the lips. Lips have like 3 different colors. They have the dark of the crease, a secondary dark, and then a medium light, and then they have highlights. That's 4, but breaking up the lip color into a medium dark and a medium light, and then the dark and the light. Yeah. But the light is usually like the highlight. I don't need this color anymore, so I'm just gonna use the brush. Add more Cad Red. As my medium light. And I lost the shape. It goes a bit bigger than that. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of the ochre. And the peach pink. Ooh, that was almost too much. That white is very strong. To put a little bit more of the light. And it needs to be lighter, actually. The white was not too strong. Okay, and then it needs to turn around the edge a little bit more. I'm going to wipe off the brush a bit. Grab more of the burnt umber and red. Oh, it's not dark enough. Add some black then. Oh, this has white in it. That's why I'm struggling. I'm gonna get a new brush. Brush management. More brushes equals good. If I tell myself, I will believe it. But it is very true. If you're struggling to keep your colors clean and it just feels like everything turns out muddy, try to be more precise and strict about changing brushes every time you have a brush that has a color that you don't need in that specific area. It helps a lot, even if you have a lot more work to do at the end to clean up. It's definitely worth it. Okay, this is still a little bit too wet, but it is starting to get a little bit more tacky. So I'm happy with that. Coming down and over. Blending this edge. This is actually not too dark, right? You see it in here. Yeah, it's a very aggressive shadow. I'm gonna embrace it and see if I can make the rest of it be the right temperatures and values so that it doesn't look super weird. Also, the eyebrow pretty much has just disappeared. I'm gonna hint at it. Blend a bit into the hair. Meh. I kinda did. Kinda didn't. Adding just a little bit of that white to define that really intense part. And then fuzzing the edge. And then bringing it down into the shadow as a transition. And immediately starting to fight with the fact that the burnt umber is too juicy today. This is going to be such a recurring theme. Should change the title. Can I actually make it look good? I don't know. I never promised that they would work out. Only that I would paint live. The white of the eye is not that dark, but it's actually kind of light, but it does have a darkness around the white of the eye, so I'm just going to lay in the dark and I'll add the highlight in after. But it is definitely not pure white. It's close, it's not there. This is too light, just by a little bit, so I'm going to add the, what is this? This is white, yellow ochre, and black. Laying in just a little bit more of that to define that separately from the cheek. There's also this gigantic highlight right there. Then I'm going to mentally imagine, and then I'll add it in a minute once I have a better brush. And here. Oh, that's too dark. So I'm gonna add some of this. Not that much. Mix it a bit more with the peachy pink random background color that I had made earlier. Dipping into that pool. Looking at shapes and colors. Everything about a face is simply shape and color. It's not scary. Yep, that's not as quite far forward. This edge, okay, that needs the highlight as well. But this needs to be a smoother transition. Destroyed that. Moving on. If you do something wrong, you can always go back and change it. Oh! Immediately does something else wrong. I love it. But that does want to have a smoother transition, so I'm aiding it in the future. I want to add a lot more colors in there and then blend out that cheek. It is way too just pink. And then this is too light. Or maybe that's just too dark. Either way, this color needs to shift. Okay. I'm gonna grab a new brush. We're at this many brushes. Whoa, there we go. And I wanted a more orange version of that cheek color. So I'm adding the Cad Red Ochre into the pink mix. I'm sorry, the pink mix. And then add some black. That might be my worst missaying of colors. I just added yellow and I said it was black. Yellow. Word buckets. Alright. Yeah. I just want to say that still isn't bright enough. We'll start there though. I'm looking at the two together, and I think it will be bright enough once I get the rest of the colors in. So, we're happy with it. Oh, getting paint on the camera. Gotta love it. What am I doing? That does not have any color. It's good. It does have some warmth there. I'm gonna go into the lip color and just mix in. So that's Cad Red and Burnt Umber. To make a darker version of this. That's the color I want to be adding on the edge. And I want to figure out this ear color. Okay, that's okay for the lighter parts. And then that darker part is probably just, I have that brush somewhere. The lip color brush, which is, I'm putting it into the black, Burnt Umber, and Cad Red Pool. Oh, and that Cad Red made it really bright, so I'm gonna add some more of the other two colors. Burnt Umber and black. Yeah. For a second there, I forgot what I was mixing. This color. Ooh, Monday mornings. I lost this shadow, so since I have a good color in the brush, popping back in. That shadow really got out of control. Fuzzing this edge. Also, okay, looking at it, I didn't draw the shadow in, and it definitely is in the wrong spot. It goes over here. Comes up much further. I'm gonna throw this rest of this shadow in. Oh. This goes a bit darker. It's probably too pink. Yeah, it's too pink red. I'm gonna go into, wow, I just destroyed this color. Brush management out the window. Okay, we're actually gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna add the highlights in, since I think that'll help establish what the actual, well, what the highlights are. I'm doing the white and cad yellow. I mixed a bit of both the old one and the new one together because it's feeling a little bit sticky. Probably should have gotten rid of the old white. I like that. And then blending it in. And a little bit of it there, here, and ever so slightly here. None really on the lower part of the face. As it dips down, it wouldn't catch as much light. Up here, and then at the eyebrow ridge. Okay, I think I came out a little bit too far. Ooh, I'm starting to pick up the colors underneath and beside, and it's going darker, which I think is good. I think it was a little bit light. And then mixing in this white with the gray that I added on the eye earlier. It's making it a nice gray. There you go. And there's actually like quite a bit of light right in the ear. So I'll just deposit a little bit of white there as a placeholder. Here. It doesn't really need, it's not that light, but it is a little bit lighter than what it is. And then at this point, this white is not super white, but it is lighter. I'm just gonna add a little bit of lightness right there. This looks like it could go a little bit farther over. Starting to look a lot at all the different weird transitions that are going on in the face and beyond the big shapes, and starting to mentally note them as I go through. I just really ruined that highlight. Starting to note them and what it's doing on my painting versus what it's doing on that painting, and noticing where I need to adjust. I'm trying to think of a good color that I could use as a medium to blend into everything else, which is really helpful. Having a color on the brush always helps when blending, and you want it to be a color that's between the two that you're kind of smoothing together. I think it's going to be a warmer color. So I'm going to start with the pink. Add a little bit of peachy pink. And then it definitely needs ochre. But ochre is not very strong right now. Come out of here. I'm gonna add a little bit of umber to really neutralize it. I'm gonna add yellow. Not that much yellow, just a little bit. Okay, that's probably a bit lighter than what I want. Yep, definitely lighter than what I want. But that'll get rid of that red. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do this. It's like on the beach rod. I'm gonna grab a smooth or a clean brush, and I'm gonna blend everything together just by tapping. That'll auto blend essentially all of the colors that are on the canvas right now, and provide a nice framework, I just got too much white in there, an even framework for the rest of the transitions. All the transitions are really small and smooth and subtle on a face, especially a young face. An older face is going to want to keep all of the, a lot more of the creases, as you would imagine. But a young face, if you have any too overly defined creases, they look old. So all this transitions need to be super smooth and clean, and only be crisp if they really need to be crisp. Also, by doing this, I'm creating some in-between halftones that I didn't bother to mix on my canvas. I need to wipe this off. That I didn't want to mix. This kind of starts the framework of those in-between transition colors that I can then go in and find again, or I can adjust from here on out. Oopsies. Got a little bit of the white into the shadow. The shape is not curving enough. Noting it for when I have a better brush in my hand. Patting out some of this. I ended up getting a bit pink, or not pink, purple. So just patting it out. It's a good shadow color. It's a bit aggressive. So just mixing it with what's there. Smoothing that transition, and then I'll redefine where the big shadows are. And then I need a new clean brush to do the shadows. I'm not going to do the shadows. Yes, I'm going to do the shadows. I'm going to tap it, because you can see a lot of the different tiny brush strokes. And I want those to get a little bit smoothed out. Now it's pulling up a lot of the paint though. Just delicately tapping it. So I'm not leaving defined brush stroke shapes. The chin is too far over and not far enough up. Ooh, that's probably not it either. This is a kind of a too big of a brush. Okay, so starting from here, the cheek doesn't have the little dimple in from the mouth. Okay, so I'm going to define some of the shadow shapes on the light side of the face. That's my black brush. That's too big. I'm gonna get a new brush. So, oh, not in the hair. So we're gonna get some of these colors and define this shadow. Put more definition on that side of the face. So I'm gonna go with the black ochre color with some of a, maybe a peachier color to lighten it instead of using straight white. It's a little bit too light. So grab some more of the ochre pink. Oh, ochre black. I think I might need another cup of coffee. You know, I think this needs a little bit of the... Burnt umber is just a very good color with this. Alright, defining this. It's going to go even darker. So I'm going to leave a gap and I'll adjust that a little bit and just a tad. Yeah, the pink needs to go much darker. I'm going to add a little bit of black. It has black. I'm going to add a little bit of straight black though. I don't want more ochre, I just want black. No, but I definitely need some pink. Add some pink. Smoothing, every time I put down a brush stroke, I'm blending and smoothing the edges so it's not super jarring. But I'm also wanting this edge to go darker so it turns around the edge of the face. Just put white in the nostril hole. That is not where that wants to be. That's also too dark. What am I doing? Okay, refocus. I'm feeling like most of the face is just a little bit too light. The palette is getting all messed up. Even if this ends up being too dark, if I blend everything together in with what's underneath and what's next to it, the transition won't look as harsh. And it won't look as bad. As abrupt. And it might even be okay. But as long as the brush strokes are still very defined, it becomes much harder to see if it even is the right color or not. I'm focusing on blending those together. And I really need a brush that has a darker red on it for that cheek to play with that transition. Okay, it's rather white. This is perhaps, maybe it is too green. That's throwing me off. I'm gonna leave it for now. And then add in just some more darkness here. Blendy, blend, blend. And then don't want to use this brush. I'm going to leave this brush and I'm going to pull out a different brush that's more of the skin tone that I had originally. And start to blend into this, but I need that to be a little bit darker. I do want to add some more ochre to this brush. So I started with what one might say is a local color. When you're doing a still life, for instance, finding the local color or the dead color is really important, and then you find all the intermediate shades. So I'm doing kind of the same thing. If I was going to do a layered painting, I would probably let it dry beforehand and then glaze or do little transitions on top after it's dry. But since this is an alla prima kind of thing, and I want to be done with it in just one day, we're blending immediately. It's kind of like a couple different ways and styles of painting depending on what you are trying to accomplish. And even like, what are you practicing? I think it might be time to work on the lips. But as I say that, I remember that I usually start with the eyes, and I kind of want to work on the eyes. What am I going to do with the lips? Well, actually, no, this brush is a good I'm just gonna, it's a little bit sketchy right now up here. You know what, I'm just gonna start with the eyes, it's fine. Usually having the eyes defined makes the whole painting look a lot more on its way to completion. The eyes would be the focal point of this piece. This isn't precisely the right color for this little area, but I know it needs to blend out and it can't transition so abruptly to this black. And I can mix it with the peach color of the skin. And if I feel like it, I can go back in and add in like a touch of an orange or something to warm it back up. Okay, the nose is not this straight, and adding in the highlights, I've straightened it out. Grabbing the ball of the nose, a little bit aggressively, but it does need a shadow on that side. And I need that highlight right there. There's also a divot right in the middle of the nose. That's making sure that is still there, and a little bit of a transition really helps bring the nose to life. This comes over more. The nose is flat on the top. Defining that. That worked in really well with the gray transition that was there. Softening that edge next to the lip. It wants to be that dark next to that light, but the transition is a little too abrupt. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whatever I'm doing right here, not good. I don't know why I added that dark. But it'll all be good. It's a bit about, I've blended a sort of highlight right in the middle of this, and it's looking really weird. Doesn't even look like my neck is all the way over. Yes, it's comfortable. You know, some people paint upside down and then flip it back over. It really does help define, or looking more at shapes rather than rather than the overall thing. Okay, that needs a bit of a transition over. That's why I turned my head a little bit. I go from here to here. The shapes I get defined in different ways, and they stop looking like the eyeball and more like just that shape over there that I'm trying to match. Okay. I'm gonna even this out so that I can get a better look at it, because right now seeing so much of the background through it is throwing it off. There. This is too late. Wait. What am I looking at? Eyebrow do be too low, maybe? No, this eyelid shape is just massively off. Let's do something more like that. Arc up rather than straight over. Putting a bit of solid ivory black right on that edge. Because I'm losing the edge of the face, and that is defined on the reference. Alright, and coming down here, since I have black on the brush, grab a bit more. Ooh, no. Okay, go back. I need the brownish color of that warm brown bounce light. And push that a little over. Whatever's going on there can go on there for a second as I figure out this color. Okay, that's too dark. His transition is very abrupt. And it's thrown off that whole area. Look, and I want more pink on that jawline. Okay, I just don't have a good brush for this. New brush. I'm doing the forehead though for a second. So I'm grabbing this ochre burnt umber color. And I'm gonna use that as an intermediate to soften that transition. Sort of redefine it. It wants to come up and blend into the peach there. I'm just gonna go for it. Grab some more of whatever that red is. throw it in on the cheek. This is lighter, right? Yeah. Do. Okay, blending that edge out, but I need to go to find the crease right there where it goes in and is the darkest. So I'll go back in a minute. I'm really liking this peachy color that ended up on my brush for this whole thing. Oh, except for there, that is not right. Oopsies. Oh no, that's like way too orange. Oh, I mean yellow. It needs to be more orange. I mean pink. This is also too dark. Oh my goodness. I can't speak. Okay, this trend that we're just okay. This is a new day. We're in the obliteration stage. Okay, coming down a little bit more in the nose. I want it to be that light. My bead. Okay, wait. This needs to have a little bit of a darker. I'm missing like half of the lower eyelid color. Transitionary stuff. Currently it's just this gigantic dark shape, and I need to finesse. Okay, we go like this, we go like this, we go like that, we go like that, and we go like that, and like that, and like that. And we blend, and then there's a little bit of a highlight right there, and a little bit of highlight right in the crease where you put the little bit of the light makeup, and then it doesn't do that. We got the medium, and we go back here. We blend into this line, and then we blend into this edge because that is way too harsh of an edge. And then there's an artist on Instagram I'm just thinking about. Has been doing a few master copies as well, and he said that as you're painting, you're always asking the master, how did you do this? What did you, how did you accomplish this or that? And that the entire master copy is just asking, how? Sounds ridiculous. But, yes, I'm thinking about that a lot. How? How did you get that color to look that way? How did you get those transitions and those shadows? How did you fit that many colors in one little area? This is the focusing stage. That's way too aggressive. But this is also too dark. Oh. What are we at? An hour and a half in? Is this a failure? Did I just... Okay, usually I do spend more time. Not calling it quits yet. But boy, if I ain't close. But the structure is... the foundation is strong. We can rebuild. Such a somber song. Contemplation song. What will it do? That needs to be smoother. This needs to be smoother. This needs to come out farther too. Kind of lost the edge of the nostril. This shadow needs to come out farther. You can't still see me. I am painting from a distance. Benefits of a long handle brush. Okay, except that's... except maybe not. Okay, the side of the face is perhaps bothering me. Perhaps. It's too dark, so it's not just in shadow, it's also creating kind of a glow to the face. So I want to shrink the transition, or the value scale between the light side and the dark side. And that'll help make it look like it glows more. But not by doing that. Woo! Okay, it's fine. Descent into chaos. Monday morning. Though, adding some actual white, though I don't like doing the shadow, is going to help alleviate the juiciness of the burnt umber that I added, especially since this white is a little bit stickier than I would normally like. Oops. Kind of going right back to the roughing in stage at the beginning. Usually by now it's a lot less chaotic. Okay. Ooh. Do do do. Do do. Do do do. This is kind of the Cad Red burnt umber mix. Do 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 do. Kind of getting rid of everything that's really dark. I think it's messing me up in the head. Oh, that's gonna be too late. That's okay. There. Overhaul. This transition. It's giving me a lot of problems today. Just gonna keep blending the two together. The hair comes down. Perhaps a bit more like that. It was just umber. Or ochre. And now it's gonna add white. Okay, that's definitely too light. This paint is really thin. It's a bit like painting with student grade paint. Because student grade paint has less pigment, more oil, more binder. And that is essentially what I created when I added all that extra oil, or allowed the extra oil to get mixed in. That needs to be darker. Ooh, brush management. Out of the window, totally. We are at 0% brush management right now. I've been using the same brush for half the painting. Whoopsies. I'm not swapping. This is, it's a good brush right now. It's a happy brush. We're all making happy trees. Right now the painting has a lot more... Okay, so tiling is an idea, concept that I'm bad at, but I know about, in which you place the proper color down, and then like tiles, you add the colors next to it that are the next proper, next proper, next proper. By doing all these mixtures, I've kind of created a tiling-esque feel. So let's see if this helps. I might end up leaving the entire painting a bit more jump. What would that be? A little more tiled, a little less smoothed out today. I don't know why I'm adding red up there. Ooh, okay, yeah. This is where brush management actually comes in. Okay, new brush. Reset. And then... Well, I still have plenty of time for painting today. I might go on to... What is it about this that makes her look so... This highlight doesn't go out far enough. And this is way too pink. Ooh, and that definitely is way too pink. I was saying about the highlight. Let's grab the highlight color. Adjusting that shape. Looking at it, yeah, this is definitely too dark. It's probably too light. Maybe not. I think the highlight just needs to be actually lighter. Oh, that's too dark. It does need to stay darker over towards the edge of the hairline. And then I think I'm going to start working on the hair because sometimes you just need a break from what you're working on. I don't know. This is way too weird of a color. This is not the right color at all. Does it work over here? No. That is still too light. Right. That's what I was fixing. That brush has literally the exact same color on it. Pop it down, grab a different color. This highlight has deteriorated once again. Also just changed that shape and I think I like it better. This is too light. It's competing with the highlight. Also, this shape is not doing what it needs to be doing. I a lot. I'm trying to think of something to say about what I'm doing, but I'm kind of just still doing the same thing. Looking for shapes and colors and trying not to get too many colors together. But I think I really like how that kind of brought a warm shift around the edge of the chin. So it does have a little bit of a highlight there. Could it use another massaging layer? Patting everything in. Okay, no, I don't like the angle. I don't know. I think I need the hair. Let's do the hair. So, the hair. I had a brush that was the hairbrush, and it is... Maybe this one? I'll make it this one. It has a brown on it that I kind of like. Okay. I'm being way too delicate. Holy cow. Just pat in some color. Any warm color will do. Grabbing some of this like ochre plus the umbers, plus that has a little bit of the cad red in it. Did I draw that area? I kind of did right here. I was going down here though. That needs to be darker, and I'm adding lightness in because I want to fix the edge a little bit. And then this goes down black to here. And then it does want some dark. Okay, I have a darker brush. Because it wants a little bit of darkness in there. And down to here. I'm gonna lay in a little bit of a light, thin layer of brown there, so that I can then go back in with the white on top, and I have a basis for those transitions. What is hair? Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab the lighter brush again, grab a whole lot of ochre down here. See what that mixes to. I think I do want to add a bit of the cad red ochre in, because she's got a little bit of a on the ginger side. A little strawberry blonde kind of color. Kind of. Not that much though. But it does have like hints of orange that help bring it to life. Interesting, a little bit less so with Jesus. I was just gonna say same, but down there, his is a lot more blonde. I'm just trying to get a color of paint everywhere. Thinking a little bit about the individual hair parts, but not really. I'm gonna go to the darker color though, and I wanna, since I'm doing hair, I'm gonna just do all of the hair on the painting together. Some burnt and raw umber together. I'll be good for that background, or the base of the hair here. And then it needs to blend into the background. And then, this isn't the right brush for this, but I really wanted to add a little bit of dark right there. In there. I just want to do the veil at the same time, but I will resist. I want to get one thing, or like, when doing all the prima, you want to work one place to completion in case you run out of time. Just a lot of things wrong with the face today. Okay, I'm going to lay in the highlights of the hair, and then I'm going to look at the face, I think. Oh, this needs a little bit of white. Needs a bit more opacity. A bit more kick. And a bit less chroma at the same time. That needs a little bit of the black in the ochre with the white. Much less chromatic color for this one. Ooh, I forgot about there. Woo! My bad. I'm gonna grab a filbert to make this go a little bit easier. Can really push the paint around. Okay, I probably should actually add in a few transitions in here. Not just one muddled area of light. Okay, I'm gonna grab one last thing with the black, big background brush. Grab a bit of black, a bit of ochre. Burnt umber. I mean raw umber. We are honest. We are just winning today at naming colors. What I wanted to do though was cut the top of the head off right there a little bit. And make that transition a little bit better. And then make sure I didn't add too many brush strokes here. Smooth it down. And just so it's a little bit more complete, I'm gonna do a little bit on this edging. Okay, back to the face. We will do the veil. Not right now. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm looking at the hair first. Just while it's wet, I'm gonna redefine a few little areas. Okay, looking at the two, where are all my drawing errors? What is going on with the eye socket? I need a round. Getting a lot of brush strokes in there that I don't want. Even this out. So it goes up and then down. I don't really have that down established. I think this comes in a little bit further, the darkness. That was a bit much. Oops. Oh, getting a little bit too much of the shadow into the highlight there. Is it going to be part of the next song? Oh, it is. It's just a quiet song at the beginning. How am I feeling about that eye shape? I'm not feeling so good about it. There's also like this little crease of the nose thing. I'm gonna really over define right now. We got a bit of a smile on our hands. Grab a light brush. I'm gonna put this highlight here is really important to make someone look like they're smiling. And there, but mostly right under the lip, right next to that. Turns up when you have a little smirk and it catches the light. That is a bit too defined, but we're moving on. So I defined where I wanted the line, and now I'm just adjusting it to make it look not... I'm like blending the other colors in between. It does need much more warmth, though. Tis a bit cool. Okay, that's also too dark now. Too dark. I want more of this vibrant orange. A little bit of cad yellow. The cad red. Comes out to there. Like a medium skin tone. That's not going to be a good color. I'm trying to get a warmer. Yeah, that's good. Blending all of the different colors together. This chin is being very strange. This is also, it's too light, but it does need lightness there. Perhaps this needs to go darker. This needs more definition. Oops. Trying to figure out this shape. Start with that, and then I'm going to add in something that's in the green family. That's dark, but not super duper duper dark. And then slowly blend it out, so it's not a very abrupt shape. Redefine the nostril for the 15th time. Redefine that. And then this shape is actually just like really wrong. Oh, I need them dark. Doing something like that. Yo. Okay, so the redness of the cheek goes up too far. I would agree. Agree from what I see in the camera versus what I see on the canvas. You know, as weird as that looked, that is actually probably closer. There's just something subtle off about it, but it doesn't need to totally go away. It's not that anymore. Now it's something else. Like down here, this shadow. You know, these transitions down here are very smooth. It's a bit thick. I'm seeing it going up quite far. Oh, not that far though. Mm-mm. Man, what is wrong with this painting? Great, hold on. I need a bit of a better angle. So many things, so many things, so many things, so many things. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a bathroom break really quick. We'll get over fresh eyes in about 2 minutes. Be right back. Woo, push the chair back. BRB. Scooch in. Oh wait, it needs to go on this side. All right. Okay, the chin isn't going down low enough. It's perhaps a bit too light of a color. Don't want to change it a little bit. Okay, there's a little bit that the mouth doesn't quirk up at the back in the shadow side. How? What? Okay, it needs to be darker on that side too. Okay, so let's grab some. Darker version of the lips. Okay, and then turn the lips around. Okay. Why does she look so strange? Okay. Okay. What mark of delicacy have I missed? The jawline looks very... I want to say flat. Flat will be the term I use to describe it. Oh, I like totally destroyed the palette cam. So we're gonna try to round the cheek. Oh, there's hair on that. Oh, did I leave it? I left it. Come back. You must go in garbage can. Oh my goodness. You know, it's one with the painting. The hair has won. The fuzzball. Okay. So lightening slightly the draw from the bounce light of the... Not much, but just a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then lightening here. Oops. This is a bit too defined. The forehead turns, and so it gets darker higher up than I gave it credit for. You guys shouldn't be looking at that in there. It's a bit of an angle today. But looking up. Okay. Okay, so we've lost the definition between here and here. Can't really see what I'm pointing. I do not want to gesture with the brush though, because I definitely will get that dirty. So taking out this brush here and here, and then transition down. Mm-mm. What is going on with this little spot? It keeps thinning out too far and not staying the dark color that it wants to be. I'm getting brush strokes in. Get rid of those. This wants to be a bit more rounded. I think that's better. Like, in some very, like, yeah, no, I just... Oh, buddy, boy. Oh, okay, no, wait, hold on. I want to add a lot more yellow to that. Whoa, that actually almost went into the palette camera part. One of these days I'm going to lift the brush up and it's going to hit the palette cam. And it's just going to have a giant black splotch right in the middle. And that'll be the end of the palette cam. You know, this does not come down far enough. My eyeballs. We're fast approaching the need for another cup of coffee. And a lunch break. And I'm going to try to work for another, let's say, half an hour. The real question truly will be, do I continue this tomorrow? Or do I call it good practice and never speak of it again? I don't know. And the odds of someone actually having watched to this point and still paying attention. Especially if it's a VOD. But let me know if you want to see me try to fix it tomorrow. Or not. Or if you think I should move on. The problem is I have a really good painting planned for tomorrow. It's one that I really like, the master copy. Just gonna keep tapping away until I like it. Oh, I kind of lost this part. This is a highlight. I'm going to take a clean brush and start tapping it again. I like this size brush better. Am I? Yes. Yes, I am. Just do it. Whenever I don't know what else to do, just start tapping away. Lips are not nearly as red as they should be. That's something I could probably fix on a second coat better than I could fix on this first coat. Oh gosh, I'm getting all sorts of darkness in that highlight. Well, this clean brush is nowhere near clean anymore. Oopsies, sorry. That's just like really aggressive here. Oh no, I've done like lost all of the. Oh no. Truly, what is happening? Okay, hold on. Does the forehead need to go bigger? Okay, I didn't realize there was that much pink on that corner edge. This cheek is really throwing me off. It's not just the cheek, it's pretty much everything. When in doubt, just jam. There's nothing else to do. Oh, I'm mixing way out of frame. Just mixing that highlight again because I totally destroyed it. But now that's like really yellow. Oopsies. don't think it's light enough here. This highlight, I just keep destroying it and coming back to it. Okay, what is wrong with this painting? Trying to get a lot of brush strokes in, which is not ideal, but I can't be bothered anymore. Okay. Hey? Huh? What is going on with the blush? Part of me is like, I don't care if it looks kind of like that on the original. I don't know if I like it at all. Gonna kind of blend this in a bit more. I need to add a little bit more color down there. Totally obliterated all of it. Where's my colored brush? Make a nice warm, make the pink the transitionary color rather than a brown. Ah! No, 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 no. There's so much paint on that brush. All right. I think making the forehead, the hairline move was helpful. I will say this, the skin color is totally different. Very, very pink on mine. You can't actually tell really on there. But in my lighting, the original is much more of a black yellow color rather than a pink. And I've kind of gone all pink. Probably just another reason why I'm struggle busing. That doesn't go, it's not in the right spot. No, it is kind of, don't know anymore. You know, what if I did just... Now we just experiment. Cad yellow with black. And some ochre. Okay, I can't really see that color at all. Also, this... Okay, the jawline. The jawline wants to be very smoothly defined. There is a lot of paint on this canvas. Okay. Defined, but then soft. Okay. It's partially that the ear isn't... No, it's also partially like this. Oh, not with that color. Shifting all of the hair darker. I'm gonna add a little highlight right here in the midst of the shadow shape. You know, also, I got some other colors mixed in with my black of the eye. So I'm just gonna go back in. I'm just gonna add in some more definition of black. Ow. Holding my neck in a very strange position. Ooh, I think that's too dark. I wonder if some of the problem is that it's too... edges aren't soft enough. I know it's not the only problem, but I think it is part of it. Oh wow, that worked. This is a good brush for this. It's my old filbert. That has a lot of stray hairs. It's really annoying for adding brushwork, but those stray hairs blend very nicely. Okay. No. I'm gonna add the red bits. I think I'm gonna have to do that. Definitely. I think I'm gonna do them on a different day and sort of glaze them in rather than try to add more paint to this really wet canvas right now. However, that is gonna mess up these final finessing. Okay, also this lip shape, it's super thin. When did it get so thin? Okay, my hand's just in the way. Well, the fact that the hair just like abruptly shifts here is really off. Squinting at the camera. Gotta get the thinking cap on. I genuinely... There are some days when I paint where I try to paint a face. And all the shapes and colors feel right. And it's still wrong. Today is one of those days. Like such compounding error that I have just I just don't now my throat's going. Alright. Oh wow, it actually is going. I need a lunch break. Let me know in the comments, as this is a VOD, or if you're still here in the chat, if you want to see more of this tomorrow, or if you're ready to see a new painting. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. And make sure you're subscribed. You could check, it really helps out. It really helps out the stream, just like in general, if there's people subscribed in the channel. So do that. I think I'm done. I think I'm just conceding a potential. Oh, I can't end with that. What have I done? Why did I think that was? Oh no, this brush doesn't have anything either. Oh, okay, well. 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 You know? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take Pure Cad Red. That helped a little bit. No, brush not on the floor. Please don't fall. Oh well. Said I was ending. Did not end. No, it kind of does that. This is also kind of less like a transitionary shape and more like an actual... The more I talk, the worse it gets. No, 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 no. There, oh my gosh, this is like very red. Last part. I just want to get rid of some, oh, okay. Some of that, and then some of this. Maybe this, if you're still here, this is where you learn why faces do what faces do. Not from me, from painting. I'm being like, why does my thing does not look right? Is it just like too defined, too far over? I think it's too far over. Could be too far over. I'm gonna try to pull it back a little bit. Meaning down here. But if I do land upon the solution to why this looks weird, this will be one of the most valuable learning experiences of the week. And it's only Monday. Learning through failure. Works. It works. Okay, that has a... Oh gosh, I don't know what's happening. Okay, delicately we tap, we tap, we tap. There's something terribly wrong with this painting. What is it? Alright, I'm gonna go eat lunch. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you want to see more, or if you're also ready to kind of move on. There's just something off. What is off? Okay, well, this has been fun. Thank you for joining. Thank you for everything. For liking the stream, for subscribing, for commenting, for sharing. I can't think of anything else that you could do. All of it. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.